Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I want to talk about the fact that there's nothing to talk about. Well, not really, but in a way it sort of is. So I do understand that with the state of politics in the US, obviously it has a domino effect on everyone else, but I do feel like there are things that sort of get swept under the rug and we don't talk about a lot. Like there's been the murder in New York of a trans man, and obviously the police have been misgendering him. They've been, and in general, the press hasn't been reporting him with the right pronouns, and in general, there's obviously like a lot of news on regarding which state still tries to fight HRT bans, how to even get HRT in certain places. And I feel like the conversation is mostly focused on sort of shouting about Trump or insulting, very rightfully so, Musk. But it has to be said that we need to be talking more specifically about certain things rather than as a whole. And I feel like we've been in this state for nearly a month now, factually. And and then when you go like to trans communities, like trans men, communities in Reddit or like Blue Sky, sometimes you kind of see that people focus on bringing each other down. There's a massive amount of non-binary phobia. There's a lot of homophobia as well in trans spaces. And with a bit before Trump was going to be elected and during the voting as well, there were a lot of conservative trans people or people which were border uh, unacceptable, factually, and transphobic towards other trans people, which were saying, oh, like, oh, I understand the conservative people, like, they want the prices to go down. And it's like, yeah, look at the price of the eggs, you know? And excusing racism, excusing homophobia, saying that they're the normal ones. And it's like, honey, none of us are normal. We're all LGBT. Like, we already, unfortunately, are hated by a lot of right wingers, left wingers as well. Factually, we're just hated for existing. So obviously, when you try to side with someone who will hate you or you think that stealth will protect you, um, being stealth to save yourself is one thing. Being stealth to throw others under the bus is another thing. So I do have to say that. And I do understand that not everyone wants to be an activist. Not everyone wants to put sort of their head on the line. But I do have to say that if you want to remain sort of away from the current chaos, you at least have to consciously not sabotage others. And that is a massive thing that I feel people are doing. So we already have people screeching about Trump without any possible direction. And that gets swung to the fact that news do not get reported. People aren't talking about Gaza as much. I don't see anything about Ukraine. I just see several few posts on like Blue Sky tops, and that's because I just follow very specific content on Blue Sky. Like, we're not talking. Actually, I don't. I probably saw like two posts about like Zelensky's replies toward Trump, but and this is something that people have talked about a lot, and also I feel like people which aren't American or are very far from America will not have as much influence talk more about America than they do about their own countries. And I do understand that this video is kind of like I'm complaining about complaining, but it has to be said that you still need to like watch some news, obviously unbiased or some news which just reports what's happening. Like I noticed that I'm reading more Portuguese news as well, certain stuff happening in the country. Sure, the news pretty much don't have that much happening here in Portugal specifically, but I still try to keep up like what's happening in Ukraine. I try to understand a bit more of Gaza, but I'm not an expert, so I don't really touch much on Gaza on this channel because I do feel like there are Palestinians, there are people who are related, there are many Middle Eastern journalists and etc., which cover the situation much more than I do, and I feel more comfortable talking about Ukraine being, Ukrainian descendants and the fact that, well, I've been to Ukraine, so that is a topic I'm more comfortable discussing, obviously. So it is very strange that we're all just focusing on this Trump thing rather than focusing on other things. And there is like discussion about Musk. Obviously, the whole spectacle of Musk's child was horrendous. I don't know why that child was there, and I do feel like on top of Trump doing all these excuses of behavior, I don't even know where to start with this monstrosity. It's everything just out full force, and I do understand everyone's discontent and how upset everyone is, and we're all discussing it. But I do feel like we need to start stepping back and thinking like, what can we do for the community? Like, can we help someone move out? Can we help someone get some resources? Can we listen to someone? Can we sort of put people to think about other things as well? And I feel like that is something that our community needs, and as well as not jumping on other people's throats. Like I saw like a Discord for straight trans people, and with the states and how hateful everything is, I can't even imagine like doing a Discord for like straight trans people, or like gay trans people in my case. And like for instance, I am like the admin right now of a binary trans Discord, but I did it sort of because obviously trans masculine and trans men are not the same thing, but sexuality wise, I don't think. But maybe again, maybe this is just my opinion, but it feels bizarre to sort of do like a straight people Discord. You know what I mean? So why would you do a straight trans people Discord anyway? So I do feel like there's a lot of backlash. There's a lot of backlash towards non-binary people. There's bizarre takes like about he/him lesbians, which are completely unhinged. I don't want to go into it. Besides the fact that they don't exist, women are not men. Non-binary genders exist. Obviously, there's in between. There's overlaps, but one binary does not equal the other binary. That's all there is. And it is transphobic to imply that trans men are lesbians. That's it. And there is no sort of need for that discussion. There is no need to say stuff like to equate a trans man to a woman factually. That's it. You're being transphobic at core. And obviously there's been a rise of like inner transphobia getting puked out into subreddits or into Blue Sky or whatever. So we have that venom, toxic, whatever. So I do understand that people are lashing out, people are defensive because they're just upset about the whole situation in the US. But we need to step back and think, how does this affect me? Because at the end of the day, I do have to unfortunately say that I was very devastated when the war in Ukraine broke down. I was devastated, like back in the tent when things were starting to happen, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. No one cared. I tried awareness as much as I could, and at the end of the day, raising awareness for American stuff, specifically if you're European, will only go so much. American won't care as much for European stuff as much as you care for American. And I do understand that there is a domino effect from American politics to our European ones, but we need to remember that we also need to take care of ourselves, and we need to think what is good for us. And this is also for the American people who are watching this. You need to start thinking, what can I do? What can be beneficial for me? What can be beneficial for my community? Instead of posting poopy doopy Elon Musk and Trump. So yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to say. This ended up being a bit of a long-winded rant, and I do understand that we need to express our anger, and sometimes we go online to call someone an idiot. That's what I wanted to say. So I really wish everyone would take care of themselves. This is a very trying and difficult, I think, time right now, and yeah, we're all pretty much feeling like we're on the brink of World War III. That's pretty much all I have to say. Sorry for not posting anything last week. I actually had no ideas. I was just like tired, to be honest. Nothing serious. And I'm without much makeup because I just was busy meeting a friend. And it was really late as well for it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to piss off a European or American friends, which isn't doing much but talking about Trump without any particular issue and not even posting a dope selfie or a meme about how the world is gonna end, and they should send this to them. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, feel free to leave a comment if you feel like it, feel free to click a like, and thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you.